Hi, good evening, everyone. Just give me a minute. I'll share the presentation. Let me know, are you able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And let us not waste our time, so we'll get into the topic. So today's topic is metal handling and storage. In this material handling, there are basically two types of handling. One is mechanical material handling and the manual material handling. Any thoughts? What is the differentiation between mechanical material handling and the manual material handling? Any thoughts?
Sir, I think mechanical material handling is so your battery operated things which can handle and support people to tackle the material from one point to the next point. But manual handling would be the involvement of persons to handle the material. That is, I think.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Praveen. Any other inputs? Okay, fine. If you see the words manual and mechanical. Manual in the sense the materials are shifted, carried, stored, or transported from one place to other place by using the human energy. If it is in a mechanical, there is in a machines are involved. Either maybe a forklift, either maybe a pallet truck, or either maybe a hydro, either maybe a lorry, or either maybe another kind of equipment, which is involved a machine or mechanical equipment for the storage, lifting, shifting, carrying, and handling of materials. That is called mechanical material handling. So if you see what is the need of safety in material handling, why we need to follow safety during material handling? Why we need to follow?
It may fall the material which they are handling. If the grip is not correct, it may be a chances to get an injury.
Yes, there is a chance of material fall on people. Other thing?
Ergonomic issue may be coming if the overweight of the things we handle.
Correct. Yeah, improper handling of materials or not using a proper or a good posture while lifting. Posture in the sense the type of lifting or the method they are using or the practice they are following. Okay. Maybe the material itself is a hazard or sharp edges or heavy weight, slippery, or it is a contaminated with oil, or it is in a corrosive material. There will be a multiple hazards are which are associated with the handling of materials. Now see, without handling any material, no production is possible. Lifting, transporting, handling materials manually or mechanically. Unless if the material is not shifted or transported or carried, the production will not happen. If at all you take an example of a cement plant, so they'll get a material from the quarry. if the material has been not shifted from quarry to the plant, so the production will not start. Anything, any raw material which is not shifted, which is not transported, or which is not handled, there will not be any production going to happen. Either it may happen in a manual way or in the form of mechanical lifting. As I mentioned, there are two types, a manual and a mechanical lifting. So we'll see why we need to follow safety to avoid the unsafe actions. Number one, unsafe actions. Any examples we have discussed many times? What does it mean by action?
A repetitive failure of doing unsafe behavior to carry out any activity.
Okay, great. Any other examples? I'll give an example. High noise, is it an unsafe action? Or heavy noise in a machine shop, is it unsafe condition or unsafe action?
Unsafe conditions are having it.
Okay. Operating machine at unsafe speed or more than the rated capacity.
Unsafe action.
Unsafe act.
Slippery surface.
Unsafe
Unsafe
condition.
condition.
Without using PPs, working at height.
Unsafe action.
Unsafe
condition. Act. Unsafe act.
It is unsafe action. It is simple that the actions which are not safe for the himself or for the others who are working with him or working with her, it is going to be considered as unsafe action. Who will do actions? Basically, humans only will do actions. Machine will not do any action. Machine will be working. The machine will not be able to do actions. So here we can avoid the unsafe actions and other hazards like slipping, falling, striking, etc. in a manual handling. And it is being substituted by the more and more mechanical handling. It reduces such hazards and manpower and also increasing productivity. So majorly we have seen previously 80% of accidents happen by whom actually?
Unsafe actions.
Yes, unsafe actions. And 18% is unsafe conditions. And 2%?
Act of God.
2% will be act of God. If you see the major portion which is involved by the humans. So here if you are able to avoid the unsafe actions, so here you can able to avoid 80% of accidents. So these unsafe conditions will be how we can avoid by the proper inspection, by giving proper training to the operators, frequent maintenance, preventive maintenance, and regular inspections. All these things will able to avoid this 18% conditions. 2% automatically we can't avoid. If you're able to make these two effectively, almost you can avoid 98% of accidents in your shop floor. So if you're making more and more mechanical, so what will happen? So there is no man intervention at all in my material handling system. So what will happen? Automatically I'm eliminating this 80% accidents or the possibility of accidents or the possible occurrences. I'm avoiding it to reduce such hazards and the manpower to increase the productivity. If it is in humans, what will happen? Over a period of time, they may not work effectively because of tiredness, because of age factor, or maybe workload, etc. Laterally, what will happen? Their productivity come down. If you are able to mechanize the complete system, there your productivity will get multiplied or it will get increased. Your voice Rahul later. What about others? Others also have same issue. Ramana Babu.
No, sir, your voice is audible.
Okay.
No, sir, your
Ramana
voice
Babu.
is audible.
Okay. Ramana Babu, can you please join once again? I request that whoever is not able to listen me, just log out and again rejoin class. Till you are facing an issue, just let me know. We can sort it out. Okay. So by making more mechanization of your process, we can avoid the 80% of accidents. Okay, this is how we can reduce the unsafe actions, especially in manual material handling. Now we'll see what are the hazards in manual handling or due to carrying of excessive loads. This is in a carrying of excessive loads, which is in a hazard. Improper lifting, they are not lifting properly. Unsafe gripping or placing of your hands for the lifting of a material. 1 second. Voice is not audible. I don't know. What about others? Again, so
Sir,
Shashi
your
Bhushan
voice is
Sahu.
audible.
Your voice
From
is
my
audible.
end, audible, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Irshad Ahmad, you are not able to hear me? आवाज नहीं आ रहा है क्या?
क्लियर से आ रहा है सर।
आ रहा है ना? ठीक है,
आ रहा है
जो
सर।
भी जिसी को आवाज नहीं आ रहा है ना, एक बार रिजॉइन कर लेना प्लीज. Others are able to hear me, so you people just rejoin. Maybe your internet issue will be there. Please rejoin. Thank you. So unsafe gripping, maybe unsafe gripping maybe because of size of the material or the shape of the material or the condition of the materials. Then struck by the falling bodies. In the sense, as I mentioned, falling of materials or struck against the object. There may be an object and we are, because of invisibility, we go and hit that specific object. Person falling or slipping. Then failure to use PPEs. These are the the hazards of manual material handling due to these activities. Lifting, excessive load, or improperly lifting, unsafe gripping, struck by the falling bodies, or person falling or slipping, or failure to use the PPEs. These are the various causes. If you see the hazards in mechanical, so there we have seen in manual material handling. Now we'll see mechanical material handling, where the machines are involved in the carrying or shifting or lifting of materials. If you see in mechanical, the selection of wrong equipment. So you have chosen the wrong equipment. Wrong equipment, any example? For example, I have to lift a 5-ton weight, but I have taken 3-ton capacity forklift. What will happen? Automatically it is in a wrong selection. So whatever the equipment you are choosing, that equipment should meet the requirement of the specific activity. A design defect, unsafe construction or operation of equipment. Or maybe the equipment which is not designed perfectly, or it is in a not a suitable equipment for that activity, or unsafe construction. Maybe the equipment is designed, but there is no safety locks at all. For example, if you take a Hydra, what will happen? It should have a safety latch. So the latch is not there in the design itself. So that is going to unsafe construction of equipment or operation of equipment. So whatever the equipment operators are there, he is not operating in a safer manner. That is also one of the hazard. Then overloading of equipment. There we have mentioned lifting of excessive weights. Here also lifting of overweight. And wrong position of material or equipment. So wrong position of material. Any example? Wrong position of material. What will be the wrong position of material?
So like chemicals, where the storage of chemicals should be below eye level. If it is stored above the eye level, that will be a wrong position of a material.
Yes, that is the one portion, the one example. If you see, just assume I'm not good in drawings. I've tried my level best. See, if you take in a forklift, so if you are loading the job here, it is called as a tip load. Is it right position or wrong position?
Wrong position, boss.
Wrong position. Now बाद में मैं क्या किया, ऐसा किया है. Now it is a right position or wrong position?
Right, sir.
Right position.
Right position.
It is a right position because always the folks has to be fully involved with the material to avoid the throttling or to avoid the imbalance of the material. Fine. Now I'll give another example. See, this is the right position or wrong position?
Right position.
Wait, I'll change it. Maybe you have not identified it. So now it is a vertical positioning I'm keeping. Is it a right or wrong?
Wrong position, boss.
Wrong.
Because
Sir,
Because-
driver is not able to see the movement.
yes, and this position,
Right position.
yes,
Right position.
this, yes, very good. There are multiple
Sir.
ways. Yes,
Yeah, first ది కూడా right position ఏ sir.
this also right position.
Yes sir.
Okay. Any specific example?
ఎన్ని స్పెసిఫిక్ గా అతను అంత హెవీ లోడ్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు ఫ్రంట్ మూవ్మెంట్ ఉంది సార్, బ్యాక్ రివర్స్ డైరెక్షన్ లోనే వెళ్తారు సార్.
There may be a chance that people may go forward also.
నో సార్, ఫార్వర్డ్ కాదు సార్, బ్యాక్ పడతాను. ఎందుకంటే మేము
It is
ఆ టైప్ లోడింగ్ చేస్తున్నాం సార్, అందుకని.
that is true. It is condition to condition. It is
Hmm.
always prefer that the load should not
లోడ్ సార్.
make it invisible. అంటే ఎవరికైతే పోర్టల్ ఆపరేటర్ ఉన్నారో ఆయనకి ఫార్వర్డ్ ఎవరైతే వస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళకి తెలిసి కనబడేటట్టుగా ఉండాలి. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి విజిబుల్.
కాదు సార్,
maybe
అతను
anyone-
మొత్తం టోటల్ రివర్స్ రివర్స్ గేర్ వేసుకొని మూవ్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది సార్.
In that condition it is fine. He is visible.
Hmm.
But
ఎస్ అదే సార్.
it is not a safe practice. How many times you can able to do like this? Always he has to take his head backward, taking turn, he has to do it. It is not a right practice to do it. ఎంతసేపు ఆయన నడుపుతాడు ప్రతిసారి ఇలాగా బ్యాక్ కి తల తిప్పుకొని.
And in reverse direction also, sir.
Sorry.
In reverse direction also, there may be the ergonomic chance. So this is not feasible to place such a material because always he cannot,
Yeah.
turn out
Yeah, always
his
he
back and
can't
something.
turn his back because, for example, if I take his example itself, there is a way he can able to see this side. What about if the people are coming in this side? He can't able to see the movement of this side people. So always it is recommended that the forklift should be driven in a forward direction. Only the less cases, I can say the 5% of activity can be used for the reverse direction. Okay. Yes.
It depends upon shape of the object, sir.
Yeah, it is shape of the, but it is, I mean, what is my intention is to, whoever the operating forklift, he should able to forward, he should able to see the objects or the pathway, which is he is driving the vehicle. And ఏదైతే రోడ్ లో లేదంటే షాప్ లో ఆయన డ్రైవ్ చేస్తున్నాడో ఆయనకు ఒక క్లియర్ వ్యూ అనేది ఉండాలి. అందుకే మనము కార్నర్స్ లో, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది ఒక కార్నర్ అనుకోండి, మనం ఇక్కడ కాన్వెక్స్ మిర్రర్ ఒకటి పెట్టుకుంటాము. ఈ మధ్య మనకి హ్యాంగింగ్ టైప్ కూడా వచ్చినాయి కాన్వెక్స్ మిర్రర్స్. ఎందుకు? బికాస్ దేర్ మే బి ఏ బ్లైండ్ స్పాట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, యాజ్ ఐ మెన్షన్, ఇఫ్ ఈస్ కమింగ్ ఇన్ ఏ బ్యాక్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్, ఆయన రివర్స్ లో డ్రైవ్ చేస్తున్నాడు, ఆయన మిర్రర్ ఎక్కడ చూస్తాడు? He can't able to see properly. but definitely he can able to see, but it is a risky practice. Okay, fine. Next. Lack of space for operation. This is also one of the issue. Lack of space. Wherever they are operating such equipments or lifting tools, if the space is not there, there will be a high chance to leads to accidents. Then lack of skill, training, or correct attitude on the part of an operator. So attitude, which is mentioned by Praveen, the behavioral issues. So even though he is in a high skilled operator, if his attitude is not good, again it leads to accidents. He is not skilled enough. He know how to drive, but he is not skilled enough to load the vehicles or certain amount of loads. Maybe he is good at driving the empty forklift, but he is not skilled enough to drive a loaded forklift. Then there is no training to the operator, or untrained operator is operating the forklift. That also leads to accidents. Then improperly guarded or unguarded machinery. So whatever the machinery which we are using for the lifting or shifting, if there is a rotating part, it is in a movable part. If it is not properly guarded or it is not guarded at all, so that is also leads to a hazard. Then electrical faults, if it is an electrically operated equipment, then poor maintenance or no testing. If the equipment is not testing it properly, if it is not maintained properly, then that is also leads to a major issue. For example, if you are using a Hydra, you are lifting in a sophisticated equipment, new equipment, which is very costly for the company, almost 20 lakhs. You are using a company owned Hydra, which is not maintained well. On of a sudden, the hydraulic hose pipe got burst and the load has been fall down, and machine got damaged. No people have been involved in that accident. So it is going to more painful for the organization. They should always maintain their equipments in a proper manner. Accident can be avoided by a good training, supervision, and also the periodical examination of equipments. So here also we are not leaving it. So one is examination of equipments. This is very important. Until unless your equipment is not good, until unless your operator is not good, until unless you are not having proper supervision on your activities, there may be a chance, there may be a potential to cause accidents. Also medical examination of workers. So what examination they'll do for the forklift operator?
Eye
What
test.
medical examination? Okay,
Eye test.
color vision and eyesight. They'll do both examinations. What is the legal requirement here? 6 months, 12 months. For 12 months for whom? For 6 months for whom? This is the legal requirement as per my knowledge.
6 months
Any
for
guess?
6 months for
operator.
driver and 12 months for employee.
No. Employee also driver, no?
Yeah.
Employee
6
can be a
months for
driver, right?
operator.
Okay.
12 months for helper.
No, rule is common for anybody. The company has made differentiation for worker and operator. Maybe a worker also, maybe an operator of forklift. Here the thing is, it is an age factor. So whoever below 40 years, he has to undergo once in 6 months. Whoever is above 40 years, he has to go once in 12 months. Okay, it is not about worker, it is not about employees. ఎవరికైతే 40 సంవత్సరాల కంటే తక్కువ వయసు ఉంటుందో వాళ్ళు 12 months ఒకసారి ఈ ఐ సైట్ తర్వాత కలర్ విషన్ టెస్ట్ వెళ్తారు. ఎవరైతే 40 years కంటే పైన ఉంటారో ఆపరేటర్స్ అందరూ, డ్రైవర్స్ కానీ, ఫోర్క్లిఫ్ట్ ఆపరేటర్స్ కానీ, జేసీబీ ఆపరేటర్స్ కానీ, క్రేన్ ఆపరేటర్స్ కానీ, వీళ్ళందరూ కూడాను అబౌవ్ 40 years they'll go once in 6 months. Below 40 years they'll go once in 12 months. Okay, fine. Examinations, what is that? One is a good training, supervision, periodical medical examination, as well as periodical examination of equipments. Here we are examining employee and also we are examining equipment. Sometimes the company may miss any one of these. They'll take care of their equipments because it is saving some money. They'll not care about the employees, but it is not the right way of doing it. So we have to give priority for the both, for the equipment as well as employee or the operator who is operating the equipment. To study material handling problems, a safety professional should study about all these things. So to understand about this material handling, we should know about the possibility of eliminating or reducing manual handling or its defects. So as we seen in the first slide, here we are talking about the possibility of reducing manual handling. So in the sense, we have to identify the mechanical handling options. So you have to think about how I can mechanize my material shifting or material handling activity. Then possibility of mechanical handling, and this is the one. And in what ways the injuries are possible. Here we are doing the HIRA, hazard identification risk assessment for the material handling. So what is the possible ways of accidents can happen? Then handling aids, like what are the tools or the things which you are using, hooks or a truck, a trolley boxes, or make the job safer. So we have to look for what are the other things which are using during the material handling. Then protective equipment or clothing to help the prevent injuries. It is nothing but PPEs. So what kind of PPEs I should give? Is it PPEs or same for the all kind of material handling? Can I use the PVC dotted cotton gloves for welding?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Leather gloves.
No, sir.
PVC dotted. Or can
No,
I
sir.
use for chemical handling?
No.
No, sir.
Can I use for grinding?
Yes, sir.
Or can I use for general material handling?
No.
Yes.
General material handling, like housekeeping, shifting of
Cotton gloves.
small things.
No, no.
Okay, what kind of gloves we use here? For general material handling.
For general safety,
General material handling, cotton
we
gloves.
use cotton or jute.
Yes, for general material handling, we can use this cotton gloves. I mean that some of the cotton gloves which will not have PVC dotted, some of the cotton gloves will have with the PVC dots. Okay, it is for the proper gripping. So if you see for everywhere, the PPEs are not common or not safe for the all the activities. For welding, we use a different kind of PPEs. For grinding, we use a different kind of PPE. Or for cutting, we use a different kind of PPE. Or for chemical handling, we have multiple gloves, nitrile, PVC, etc., etc. So we have to choose for the protective equipment or clothing to prevent the injuries and need of the training to the workers. And we have to assess the training needs. What kind of training which is required for my people. We should not directly, in case of any accident happen, we should not blame the workers because of he is not operated well or because of him the accident has been happened. We have to understand what is the real root cause behind that accident. Maybe he is not trained, or maybe he is under pressure, or the machine itself it is having a problem, or the infrastructure issues. All these things we have to look into. I think these are the manual material handling. I think maximum lifting loads. An adult male 55 kg and adult female 30. Adults and male 30 kg, adults and female 20 kg. I think this you can refer from the respective factories rules. Now we'll see what are the kinetics of this manual handling, which is the steps or the process. In a manual material handling, human body acts as a machine, a lever mechanism, and also undergoes forces and also torque. In the sense like machines, hydraulics, we also have bigger muscles like a thigh muscles to lift the weight, and we also have hands for the as a lever to grab the load. Therefore, stress and strain occurs, and if work goes beyond the one's capacity, a pain, a fatigue, or injuries. Like machines, what will happen if the machines are so pressurized? What will happen? There may be a damage, there may be a breakage, or there may be a failure of equipment. Many chances for the machines. Like for us humans, there may be a stress and strain. It leads to a pain and fatigue, resulting in injuries. A person keep on lifting the heavy loads. Maybe during early ages, he is so young, he is so strong, he is lifting weights of 50 kilo, and he started, he is gaining age at the year of 40, and at the year of 60, he is not able to lift even 20 kgs because over a period of time, his capacity has been come down because of illness or continuous work or heavy loads. His body parts have been worn or not supporting them. So this is also one of the factors we have to define a proper weight limit for the workers. Now we'll see what are the adverse effects or injuries associated with manual material handling. What kind of injuries can happen? Strain and sprain, back pains, cuts, bruises, burns, and fracture, non-traumatic injuries occurring after a long time. If it is a non-traumatic injury, in the sense it is a non-recoverable. So once it got damage, you can't able to make it reverse. It is a non-recoverable injuries. Now we'll see what are the bad posture. We said improper lifting. What does mean by? You see here, so how they is lifting? It is in a pictorial manner. If you are lifting in this position, what will happen? The load which is coming on your backbone, not on your thighs. We have to lift in this manner. Lift with your legs, not with your back, because it is very delicate part. It can't take a more load. That's why God has given us a heavy or a big muscle in our thighs to lift the weight. So always remember, and always you can try to convince your people, lift the weights on legs, not on a back. Now we'll see a safe methods of lifting. Also the steps of the kinetic method of lifting. We have a pictorial representation as well. So if you see, just remember these steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, and 6. Or else what I do is just 1 second. I'll take the picture. Yeah. If you see here, one step ahead of the other in the direction of the movement. we see the figure number 1, step number 1, you have to be one step ahead in the direction you are planning to move, or in the direction where you are taking the material, and grasp the load from the palm and not from the roots of the fingers. Palm in the sense, middle portion of our hand. That is the palm. We should not put out with the fingers. Keep the back straight and not necessarily vertical. So we should try to keep our back straight, not necessarily so vertical. Based on the comfort, we should always try to keep in a vertical position. Keep the load close to the body. So we should not put the load away from the body. We always try to keep the load close to our body. Start lifting with the thrust of the rear foot and keeping the object close to your body with the thrust. So whatever the leg which you have used in the forward, with the thrust in the sense with the jerk, we have to take the load up. And keep the hand in a correct position. It is also necessary to keep the center of gravity of the load near as possible. So we should always try to keep the body